you're probably going to hate your next backpack. Unless you actually understand what you really want in a bag, little things are going to start to eat away at you. Little points of friction. An annoying pocket here, a frustrating zipper there, too much organization, not enough organization, a bag that everyone else said was great, but it just somehow doesn't fit the way that you live. So you buy another one, and another one. And eventually you realize you've been asking yourself the wrong question the whole time. It's not, what's the best backpack? What you should be asking is, what's the best backpack for me? So before you spend money on your next bag, let's figure that out. I've bought, carried, tested, sold, and been annoyed by enough bags to realize something. Most people don't buy the wrong backpack. They buy a backpack before they realize what really matters to them. Well, let's start with the simplest question. What do you actually carry? Laptop? Tablet? Water bottles? Gym gear? A tech pouch? Your lunch? Camera gear? Kid stuff? Don't shop for the imaginary version of yourself. Think, okay, where does this actually go? What must fit in this bag? What do you use daily? What has to fit versus what you want to fit? So the next thing after figuring out what needs to fit in the bag is figuring out what your deal breakers are for a bag. My personal deal breakers are not universal, and yours shouldn't be either. We've talked about mine, and we've already touched on the first one. It has to fit my daily loadout. It has to have acceptable laptop protection. Has to have decent water bottle carry. It has to stand well on its own. Has to be easy enough to access without friction. Has to feel good enough to actually reach for. And by that, I don't mean like hand feel, although that can play into it. I really mean, do you dislike carrying the bag because you don't know your way around it? You don't like the way it's laid out? Basically, there just has to be a desire to want to carry the bag. And then it can't feel too deep or bulky on my body. And then the other one I check once a bag comes in is comfort. And that's actually my number one deal breaker. A bag has to be comfortable when I load it up heavy. Now, I didn't sit down and invent these. I discovered them by carrying lots of bags that slowly annoyed me. So, how do you find your own deal breakers? Start by thinking about the bags you own now or have owned in the past. What annoys you about those bags? What thing are you constantly fishing for in that one pocket? What do you just straight up dislike about the bag? What are you always wishing that bag did differently? And then you take notes, whether they're mental or on paper. I made a spreadsheet, but tell me about your deal breakers in the comments. Next, let's talk about something I think people really need to get better at: watching bag reviews. I know that's funny coming from a guy who reviews backpacks, but I think a lot of people get this wrong. I want to be clear here. I watch bag reviews literally all the time, but now I watch those reviews with a more critical eye, and you should too. Start by understanding context. In the first few minutes of a review video, the person reviewing the bag is going to tell you what lens to watch that review through. Did they buy it? Is it a loaner or a gift? Is this a sponsored review? None of those automatically make a video good or bad. It just tells you what lens to watch the review video through. Listen for what didn't excite them. Phrases like, "I personally didn't end up using," or "interesting design choice." Sometimes the most useful part of the review isn't what the reviewer is saying out loud, it's what they're carefully dancing around. And don't copy their priorities. They're reviewing how a bag fits their life, how a bag fits their daily carry. For example, when someone's reviewing a gym bag and they talk about their running shoes, I immediately skip that review because I don't do cardio and I skip every leg day. When you learn to watch reviews through the lens of your own priorities, you stop hearing the hype, the feature lists, the universal best rankings, and you start looking for friction and how a bag will actually fit you. Remember, they're telling you without calling it out loud, the thing they didn't love, the interesting choice, or the way you have to put your water bottle in and out of the bag when it's loaded. A pocket you can't use when you decide to use another one. Uncomfortable straps. You can absolutely end up with a bag that's technically excellent by everyone else's standards, but you slowly stop reaching for it. I've had plenty of them. Which brings us back to the original question. The goal isn't finding the best backpack. The goal is finding the best backpack for you. So, know what you need to carry. Know what your deal breakers are going in. Watch review videos smarter. Pay attention to the things that annoy you and take notes. Stop wasting money. If this video saves you from buying one bag that slowly drives you insane, mission accomplished.